So in today's matchup, we have Kong versus the Mega Kaiju. And in this matchup, this is going to be the Kong at the height I predict he will be at in Godzilla vs. Kong. So Kong will be standing at 400 feet tall, while the Mega Kaiju will be standing at 500 feet tall. As far as what these two have coming into battle, Kong has a strong bite force. Kong also has his hand-to-hand combat, his main way of battle. Kong usually uses the environment around him in the battles. And in this matchup, this Kong is not going to have the battle axe for two reasons. One, it's not even confirmed that Kong has a battle axe, because just because it's in an action figure set does not prove it. Avengers Endgame proved that to me for sure, because of the Hulk situation, and because we don't even know the powers that it has and what it's done in the movie. So he is not going to have a battle axe in this fight, which will make a major difference in my opinion, and could definitely change the outcome of this matchup. And as far as what the Mega Kaiju has coming into battle, the Mega Kaiju also has a strong bite force, very strong bite force. You see used to rip apart Jaegers in Pacific Rim Uprising. The Mega Kaiju has the special ability in which it can take damage and redistribute it back out, like we all know. The Mega Kaiju has lots of armor. It has the armor of 3 different Kaijus, 2 Category 4s and a Category 5. So there is a ton of armor to go through before you can really kill this Kaiju. And the Mega Kaiju has a lot of spikes on his back and has the deadly tails, and in my opinion is the Mega Kaiju's main weapon. It is the most effective weapon that Mega Kaiju has, and the most deadly. And as far as what these two have done in their respective movies, Kong was able to take out the helicopters in the beginning of the movie, did take some damage from one of the blades from the helicopter, but was able to take out many different helicopters, which isn't really a great feat on itself, but it does show how agile Kong is, and that is displayed multiple times in that fight. This is going to be a much bigger Kong, but I think it can still relate pretty well. Kong was then able to kill a squid in the little pond, was able to rip it apart, get surprise attacked, but still rip it apart, no problem. Kong was able to fight off multiple baby skull crawlers and was able to fight them at the same time. They were very small, but it does once again show his agility. Kong was then able to fight after taking the napalm and getting taken down for a little bit, was able to successfully take down the giant skull crawler. Now he did need help, but he was previously damaged before that fight started, so it wasn't really fair, but he was able to eventually kill the big skull crawler. And as far as the feats go for the Mega Kaiju, he was able to fight off 4 Jaegers at the same exact time, 1 Mark 7, 2 Mark 6 Jaegers, and then 1 Mark 5. Now, 3 of these Jaegers were very unexperienced pilots, and even the best ones weren't the most experienced out of many other pilots. But to say that you were able to take on 4 different Jaegers is a feat by itself. And even though these pilots were not very experienced, we saw even Guardian Bravo and Saber Athena, basically all the pilots in these Jaegers, were still able to knock around Category 4s like they were nothing. They're not experts, but to be able to take on all of these Jaegers at the same time is a massive feat and really shows how deadly he is. But if we get right down to this, to break this down exactly, size obviously goes to Mega Kaiju. Even the tallest estimate of what Kong is, which I have him at around 400 feet, which I think is still a little generous, size still goes to the Mega Kaiju. According to the official size chart released by the Pacific Rim Uprising movie, the Mega Kaiju stands at right around 500 feet tall. So size definitely goes to Mega Kaiju, but then Kong definitely gets speed and agility. Even the smaller Kong was very fast, and it kind of makes sense that a smaller creature would be more fast. I still think Kong is going to have that agility. If you look at all of the other movies, even the very old Godzilla vs. Kong movie, it's pretty well known that Kong has the agility. That's usually his advantage, but the agility aspect is usually always on his side. While I think he will be significantly slower than he was in Kong Skull Island, speed and agility will definitely still go to Kong. And then I'd say deadliness easily goes to the Mega Kaiju. Not only is this just a majorly armored up Kaiju, those tails alone prove that the Mega Kaiju is way more deadly. And just to compare it to Kong, that was able to get injured by those helicopter blades, those tails were able to rip through Jaegers. Deadliness definitely goes to the Mega Kaiju in this fight. Now, intelligence I have to give to Kong, because while the Mega Kaiju does have moments where he's talking, he looks at humans, and it looks like he's actually thinking and is able to make some pretty smart decisions against the Jaegers. I think intelligence easily goes to Kong because of the way he was able to talk to the humans, and the interaction with the humans, easily he gets intelligence. Just proves that he's so much more like a human than the Mega Kaiju. And in my opinion, the final factor in this fight is durability. Now, if we look at durability, Kong was able to go through a decent amount in Kong Skull Island. It was against much smaller foes, in my opinion, than what Mega Kaiju was able to put up with. The durability, I just think, is in no question goes to the Mega Kaiju, because the Mega Kaiju was going up against 4 different Jaegers, took major slices from all of them, basically took the best shot each Jaeger had. Took the spike ball chain from Bracer Phoenix right to the face, and just went right ahead and destroyed him. and then took the slice from Saber Athena, took out one of the brains. Perfect shot. Surprise attack again. The Mega Kaiju is able to keep going and just take out these Jaegers like they're nothing. And that just shows, even with all of these surprise attacks, was able to still keep going. Was pretty damaged, but didn't seem to affect him at all. Took all these shots and kept going. And durability, there's no question, goes to the Mega Kaiju in this fight. In my final opinions on this, obviously the Mega Kaiju has more going to his side as I broke this down. Has those 3 points versus the 2 points that I mentioned for Kong. But overall, if these two were lined up, I think Kong would definitely put up a fight, would use the environment around him, which would maybe be more useful in the city to try to find some unorthodox way of injuring the Mega Kaiju. But overall, Kong would have to get so much damage off to get under the armor of the Mega Kaiju and would have to take out multiple brains. And to just imagine that Kong would be able to do that, he would have to take so much damage along the way and would have to go through so much armor. And I just don't see what maybe he would use buildings or something like that to try to slice through. But just imagining how much damage he would have to put up with to get through all that armor to take out all those brains. That's the only way you're taking out the Mega Kaiju. I just can't imagine he'd be able to do that. And he's a heck of a foe. And in my opinion, what he would need is really a battle axe. He would need some kind of weapon to slice through the Mega Kaiju and to get to those brains, or even maybe slice off a head. The fact that Mega Kaiju is able to absorb energy and send it back out is just another thing going against him. I think that even one strike from these tails would ultimately kill Kong because of that armor, because of the durability, and because of those tails alone. I'd have to give the win to Mega Kaiju in this fight. Not only is he just so deadly himself, but Kong would have to do so much to get this win. And in my opinion, Kong would need a battle axe to kill Mega Kaiju. And so Mega Kaiju gets the win in this fight. But make sure you let me know down below who you think will win in this matchup. This is a matchup I was planning to do for a while. Just kind of hoping I could wait till we got closer to Godzilla vs. Kong, but it keeps getting pushed back, so I decided to do it now. But make sure you let me know down below who you think will win, and thanks for watching.